Zdrada stands idly in the living room, smoking a cigarette from her seemingly never-ending supply. Lazily, she exhales a great cloud of smoke, letting it disperse before acknowledging your presence. Wow. Hey there, Taker. How's it hanging? Well, enough. Would you mind explaining why you haven't taken out the garbage yet? Oh, the demons have chores. Come on, Zdrada, do your freaking chores. Because I didn't want to? Who do you think you're talking to? Currently a spoiled child. Me? A spoiled child? I'm not the one that sits around playing video games all day or shits on the neighbor's lawn when they won't let her play with the cat. Oh boy, the sister rivalry. But you are the one who consistently refuses to do the most basic of chores. Tick! If you want to ride someone's ass that badly, go talk to Modius. I'm sure she'd be down for it. Ah, Zdrada. This is not negotiable unless you're willing to sacrifice your pancake privileges. Hey, shit, Taker. I got a better idea. How about instead of making me take out the trash, you just take me out instead? Unless you're misreading the situation, Zdrada actually wants to go on a date? Nothing good can possibly come of this. Yeah, sure. What's the worst that could happen? Nice. I get to pick the date site, right? Absolutely not. Now, if you don't mind, I've got your job to do. Todd Taker, that's not how you handle children properly. Heyo guys, what is up? My name is JuuzyWeez. Welcome back to some more Second Circle. Today we're taking out Zdrada, if you couldn't tell. I'm excited, a little nervous. Zdrada scares me a bit. I feel like she'll kill me, but it's okay. Yeah, you know, I've come to terms with that, and I'm okay with that. So, we're just gonna keep on going then. So Taker, where are we headed? We could hit up the local smokers bar. Up for a little smoke and choke? Can't. Last time we were there, you got thrown out for playing knifey finger with the regulars. And I fucking beat the house record. You do know that you do know the object of the game is to avoid cutting yourself, right? Yeah, if you can play by your pussy mortal rules. I wasn't up for blue balling myself just to win a game. That's more of Malinka's skit. You worry me. Despite her provocative attitude, Zdrada's company isn't entirely unpleasant. As you walk down the street, your conversation is anything but banal. Zdrada seems to delight in taking life itself down a peg. Anything crossing her path she can't roast verbally, you have to step in to prevent her from roasting literally. Finally, you arrive at your destination. Oh, well, here we are. A greenhouse. Interesting. Interesting choice. Really? But this looks like a greenhouse? A fucking greenhouse? You were the person who was so eager to neglect her job, now you gotta help me with mine. Lucifer's been complaining about the decor in the house, and asked me to pick out something colorful to brighten up the place. But does it have does it have to be plants? If you gave me some time, I could get you a nice goat. Properly arranged, those little bastards can really color up a place. You really don't want to know what she's talking about. We're sticking with plants for now. Probably something easy to take care of, like an arborvitae or a hedrohelix. Oh my lord. Check out Mr. Big Word Botany Nerd over here. You're gonna learn how to show me a good time? Yeah, big words. I couldn't even say them properly. I'm with Zdrada on that one, Taker. You need to chillax. If being here is that insufferable, then help me find a suitable plant. I promise we'll leave here as soon as we have what we came for. Fine, but after this, you and me are hitting the town proper, you hear? Bored, Zdrada wanders off between the rows of plants, aggressively belching clouds of smog, in the faces of innocent shoppers that stray too close to her. You content yourself with examining the ferns until... Hey, Taker, you gotta check this shit out. Turning, you see Zdrada aggressively brandishing a small cactus at you. Oh, cactus? Really? How did I not see that one coming? What's the matter? You didn't tell me you had plants like this in your mortal world. It's just a cactus. You don't have them in hell? Nah, the ones we have in hell are fucking massive and covered in hollow needles that stop your body and suck out your... I think I get the picture. But what's with the enthusiasm? I didn't have you pinned as a Botanist. As if you're telling me you don't see the bedroom applications of this little sucker? Ah! I'm terrified again. I'm terrified again. I should have been scared the whole time. I should have always been terrified. To be honest, you're kind of glad you'd never considered it, and you certainly can't wait to never consider it again as soon as possible. Well, if you're interested in taking care of it and promise not to bring it anywhere near the bed, I suppose you can have it. She wrinkles up her nose in disgust. Me? Take care of it. Hard pass on that front. Better put it back then. The demon girl once more retreats into the depths of the store, muttering obscenities and curses under her breath. You return to browsing and eventually call over an attendant to press for questions. Abby. It almost looks like she has horns. The dull-eyed assistant slouches up to you. Judging from the look on her face, she's even less happy about being here than Zdrada. The small tag pinned to her lapel has Abby written on it in smudged ink. Yeah? Can I help you or something? I'm looking for something hardy, a plant that can survive multiple attempts on its life, preferably fire and dog-proof, and if it can survive being watered with cheap vodka, that's also a plus. The assistant scowls, considering your question. Her answer comes slowly, almost reluctantly. I don't know, man. I just started this job, and I don't have the patience to learn all this stuff. But I know one of my roommates keeps a golden Phothos that just refuses to die. I've seen her chuck that bad boy out of the third-story window, and it didn't seem particularly bothered. Sounds like the level of chaos in our house. Lives is quite similar. Abby cast a sidelong glance toward the far end of the greenhouse, where Zdrada can barely be seen behind a towering stack of potted plants. The few flowers visible from the bottom containers appear to be begging for the sweet release of death, as Zdrada balances another armful of pots on the precious stack. Abby looks away before the inevitable crash and nods in sullen agreement. More than you'd think. You try to make eye contact with Abby despite the general bedlam going on behind her. I think a Phothos should do fine. Would you mind showing me where you keep them? I have a feeling the sooner we get out of here, the better everyone off will be. Before she can answer, the automatic sprinklers lighting the roof of the greenhouse kick in, spraying you and Abby with icy water. The billowing black smoke burned vegetation spewing forth from one of the far aisles as orange-red flames lick over one of the far display tables. From out of nowhere, Zdrada appears beside you, tugging at your arm. Man, such a shame about this place. Has such, nice vines. But we should probably leave for, safety? You and I are going to have a talk about this later. The two of you manage to make it out of the greenhouse before it goes up in smoke. Briefly, you wonder how you could ever have expected a different outcome. So do we now even get the plant? Well, now that that's over and done with, you still up for going out of the town? I suppose so. What's it to be? Why, Taker! I'm so glad you asked! What follows is a series of entirely unique yet equally horrifying social digressions. By day's end, you have broken both your records of most bars visited in one day and most bars forcibly evicted from in the same day. Good lord. Zdrada is a menace. Clutching each other for balance, the two of you stumble back to the house at an ungodly hour. This late at night, there's only one member of the house reliably awake. Malina sits in a darkened living room, heavy-lidded eyes lit only by the blue light emanating from the televisions she's glued herself to. You know, Malinka, you really shouldn't be up this late. All this blue light, it'll make your tits go flat. Malina sighs in exasperation and pauses her game, turning to face her sister. Taking a swig from a paper-wrapped bottle beside her, she steadies herself. You got something to say, Zdrada? Say it before you pass out in a puddle of your own sick. Hey, Malinka, check out this shit I picked up for you in town. From seemingly nowhere, Zdrada produces the small cactus from earlier and lobs it underarm to Malinka, who barely manages to catch it in time. Careful, the little bastard's almost as prickly as you are. I figured you'd be a perfect match for each other. She, seeing as the rest of us are out living large and taking charge while you're sitting here, dry as a desert. Go back to hell and leave me in peace. Malina chucks the cactus into the empty trash bin where the pot shatters, sending a stray sending stray clods of dirt and shards of ceramic flying. Hey, what the heck? I lifted that thing for you. So, cry me a river. I don't recall asking for something to take care of. Wasn't that your job once upon a time? Zdrada grimaces and turns away, kicking open the back door as she returns to the abandoned RV parked in your backyard. You can hear her clicking her fingers as she goes, attempting to conjure a light for a new cigarette. You hope she doesn't set fire to the recreational vehicle, but are far too unsteady to really do anything about it. You leave Malina to her games and crawl upstairs to bed. Interesting. Interesting. Well, that's super fun. So super fun. That was also heckin' short. So I think we are gonna go straight into Malina. Because, why not do both? They're sisters. Oh my god. Holy crap. That was loud. You pull open the trapdoor that leads to the attic and are almost immediately assailed by the sharp scent of strong liquor. So much alcohol has evaporated into the air of the attic that breathing it in makes your head spin. The sisters are not off that well. The sisters are pretty rough. I'll say the sisters are pretty roughed up. Bottles lie strewn across the otherwise well-cleaned room, with the exception being the wooden desk in the far right corner, squatting upon which is a large black computer. Slouching on an old leather couch at an angle incompatible with long-term back health, Malina scowls peevishly at you from heavy-lidded eyes. Taker, it's a bit early for a visit, isn't it? It's 12:30. Did I stutter? If there's daylight, then it's still too early for me to be awake. Shielding her eyes from the faint few streams of natural daylight filtering in through her curtains, Malina groans. Pass me that bottle, would you? The Istveen one? You grab the requested bottle of Uncle Istveen's hermit juice off a nearby coffee table and walk over to Malina. You sit down next to the demon and hand her the bottle. Pulling the cork out with her teeth, she sucks the bottle dry of liquor in 3 deep swigs, tossing it carelessly behind her and into the garbage can. From the clattering of bottle against bottle, you conclude that the bin hasn't been emptied in quite some time. That or Malina fills it with extreme prejudice. So tell me why exactly you're up here disturbing my beauty slump at such a dreadful hour. I have a package for you. That better not be euphemism or something. I'm not quite wasted enough for that kind of interaction. Nope, ship it. Judging from the shape, I'm pretty sure it's one of the games you ordered. Eyes suddenly shining, Malina leans forward and snatches the brown wrapped package from you. She rips the top of the package off with her teeth and rummages around inside it with her free hand. She extracts a slim case from inside. Oh, hell yeah. It's that copy of Hero Commander 3 that I ordered. I've been waiting all week to play this thing. I hear the AI is almost unbeatable at higher levels. Hold up, you're telling me that there are games out there harder than Vantage Master? Malina flashes a smirk at you that's half patronizing, half pitying. Oh yes, you've no idea. That reminds me, Taker, are we still on for our game session tonight? I'm just dying to take this game out for a spin. Oh no, Malina, I just had a freaking harsh night with your other sister, your older, younger sister, I don't know, with your sister. And now I have to do another drug night with you? Games with a melancholic alcoholic? It sounds like fun. Well, that's something to look forward to anyway. One more thing, could you pick up some Quarko before tonight? I want to try making something new. Interesting. I got your booze. Now let's see this new drink. Alright, 1 second. Taking the bottle and turning her back to you, Malina walks to the corner of the attic where she has laid out various implements of cocktail craft, as delicately as a surgeon would a set of scalpels. She busies herself back still to you as she mixes and pours liquid between 2 glasses. And here it is, the green iguana. It's nauseatingly green and looks cartoonishly radioactive. A thin line of white crystals lines the glass Malina is brandishing expectantly at you. Thanks. Carefully, you take a sip of the lurid liquid drink. It's actually really good. How is it? It's delicious. The salt rim offsets the sweetness just enough to keep the fruity tones under control. Malina swishes the drink around in her own glass sans rim. Yeah, that's what I've read. Something wrong? Why didn't you put a rim on your glass? I can't. Salt gets demons pretty fucked up, and I'm not all in, and not in all fun way. Huh, I thought that was just hearsay. Nope, it's real alright, and damn painful too. I once saw Zdrada try to snort a line of the kosher stuff. It knocked her flat on her fat ass for weeks. She couldn't even talk without shooting blood from both nostrils like some stupid cartoon character. She pauses for a moment, thinking to herself, best 2 weeks of my life, actually. She downs her drink and then holds out her empty hand. Here, I'll make us some more while you move the computer over to the couch. As Malina pours another drink for the two of you at her improvised bar, you walk across the room and easily pull the table and computer over to the couch before sitting back down. Malina joins you a moment later, handing you a refill before flicking the computer on and inserting the game into the disc reader. The game boots up, backed by dramatic, orchestral music. We didn't have the budget to compose for this game. We're starting on hard difficulty, right? Like there's any other rational option. Damn straight. Now, are we playing on campaign, or maybe survival mode would be better? Look, it even has a versus mode. Hard pass on that one. Competition isn't worth the bridges burned. Trust me on that. Survival, then. That way, if you die early on, I get a turn. Pfft, like I'm going to let that happen. I hope you're comfortable sitting there, Chief, because it's going to be a long time before you get your turn in. True to her word, Malina plays the game like a seasoned veteran she is, and she cruises through the early game like a battleship on steroids until... Goddamn quicksand! Why the developers would even consider implementing a hazard that kills your units on contact with absolutely no warning is beyond me. My turn then. Any sage advice? Yeah, get good or get off and let me try again. Neither do you... you do neither. And the two of you spend the next several hours in the attic routinely swearing at the game in turn. As the night begins to wrap up, the two of you slump sideways more and more until you're resting shoulder to shoulder on the couch. So, how does Hero Commander 3 compare to the others we've played? The difficulty isn't all it's cracked up to be, and the story may as well have been written by a chimp with a typewriter for all the shits I give. Sounds like you've got something of a pattern going. What's that supposed to mean? You've done nothing but complain about the last 3 games you've gotten. I'm starting to think you're not actually enjoying them. These last few game nights we've had all ended the same way, too. With you getting mad at the game and spending the next couple of days sulking before you set your heart on a new game, and we do the whole thing over again. So you're saying you don't want to play games with me anymore? That's fine. I'm perfectly capable of enjoying myself without your big, dumb face taking up my peripheral vision. It's not that. I enjoy playing games with you. It's actually quite the welcome relief for the past, from the rest of the house. I just like to include a little more variety in our time together, that's all. I suppose your taste isn't complete garbage. I guess I'd be willing to let you play on the next night. But whatever you find, it better have screens, booze, and not be public. If you can find a thing that'll check all the 3 boxes, I'll give it a shot. Deal. And whatever you pick, it better not be freaking Dance Dance Revolution. That shit's way too kinky for me. You'll have to give this some thought, unless you want the majority of your interactions with Malina to take place in a stale attic playing obscure video games. Interesting. Interesting. But okay. There we go, guys. That's the sisters. We've done both of them now. Malina and Zdrada. The menace herself and the video game menace herself. The worldly menace. They are the definition of freaking shut-in, introvert, and a full-on extrovert that will burn the town down. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below who else you'd like to see me go on dates with next. As I've explained, I am going to finish out the rest of the dates, and then I'm going to just start going at their dates all at once. So I'm thinking I might start with Judgment and just do all of Judgment's dates before moving on to the next character. But we'll have to see. Let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are on that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.